Well, the freshman Manny Beatrice, 1 out of 2 at X against Ethan Brannigan, so he will get another shot here. Ajay Chawla saying, quite bluntly, if things don't go the way they want with a rookie at the X position, they'll go to a double pole, just try to create more of a 50-50 ground ball scrum situation if they need to earlier on in this game.
Yeah, there are a lot of different adjustments you can make. We played Culver earlier in the year, and we ran through the gamut of them. And the bottom line is that Brannigan's a guy who wins it to himself, where he wants, when he wants, and he's also an exceptional athlete. So if he gets hot here, they're going to have their hands full at the X.
Now, there is a flip side of that. Culver has lost once this year. The only time they lost, they got beat at the face-off X, 19-4. Now, it's happened once. Can you be the team that makes it happen twice is the question.
Yeah.
Jackson Reed, good no-look on the GLE, and the bounce shot goes wide. Wheaton Jacoboys had himself a day yesterday. 4 goals in the win over New Trier. Shot tally in the early going, pretty even. I think if your brother Rice, you'd call that a victory.
Yeah, like I said, they've got to feel good about that first possession. They got a couple looks that are, products of their offense and where they want to shoot from. Ooh,
Reed missed the sharp angle on the doorstep.
Yeah, Culver's just so good at those two-man games out in space. Their stick work is just phenomenal. They're not going to make a bad pass. Just look at this here. It's just so smooth. Yeah, it's fun to watch when you're not coaching against them.
Yeah, when you are coaching against them.
It's a long day.
Yeah, that'll contribute to some early baldness, no?
Absolutely, yeah. I'm a product of that.
Shot left side, Madronic. Thought he got one, but he hit the side of the net. And a scrum forward in the back of the crease. Lavoie was trying to get it out from underneath his stick. Madronic would not let him do it, but Brother Rice now can trigger the clear.
We go right on with what we would call affectionately the punt return, going through everybody.
And unsettled, too.
Yep.
One of the 2 goals that Brother Rice scored, it was an 18-2 game. Culver knocked off Brother Rice when they met earlier this year. They played it at Notre Dame. One of their 2 goals was in transition. It was actually scored by one of their poles, Carson Cochran.
Yeah, on defense you talk about stop the ball, and if you're a defenseman, especially of Cochran's size, not many people probably want to stop the ball when it's in his stick, so I'm sure he came right down and buried it, and Rice here has a possession. They cleared it very well there, so let's see what they do here, their second 6-on-6 possession of the game.
First line midfield still in, the 5-6, Schmidt, Rayum, and Kelly. Here's Schmidt.
Schmidt, whenever he gets a shorty here, he's a former attackman, and he might be playing that position in college even, so they might look to get him behind the net. Wow.
Michigan bound, but a heck of a takeaway by Hallenbach. Schmidt went down. He just stripped it over top of his head.
That's an athlete making a play. I mean, again, that's one of their short stick D-mids they count on. They don't have to slide often, too, and you've got those 2 guys, and you're feeling real good about your half-field defense. Chevette
with a goal today. We'll wait until Culver shifts out its lines.
Yeah, you just see him here playing great position. He's not going to let the guy get to the high side of the field and just takes it from him right there.
Well, John Posner says Anderson, Hallenbach, 2 best short sticks in the country, and he says it a little bit hyperbolically, but he's not that far off, is he?
No, and they play the schedule where he would know. They go out east and they play all those teams, and he has a good barometer of where his kids are at. And I've seen a lot of lacrosse too, and hard-pressed to think of 2 short-stick D-mids that are doing a better job than those 2.
This is a Culver team that shut down the Hill Academy.
Yeah.
Held them to 2 goals.
4-2 game, very uncharacteristic of these 2 high-powered offenses. But
Crank goes into the back of the net. Alex Simmons with his 6th goal of the season against Brother Rice. He had 5 in their first matchup.
Yeah, he's definitely feeling it there. But again, we have that kind of 2-man pick, slip play out in space. And that's just real hard to defend, and then he gives them the middle of the field. On that approach, you've got to be – we tell our guys, left foot over there. You got to keep your left foot above him, turn him back, because that middle of the field is where everything bad can happen, and certainly it just did right there.
Tricks the eyes a little bit. Sully Dansbury gets caught up in the pick, did not recover quick enough, and it leaves him wide open.
Yeah, especially with Culver. They're so good there. He could be picking him. He could be sealing him to the kind of underneath side. As a defenseman, you're hedging. You're doing everything you can to talk to each other. But at the end of the day, they make a quick pass in space, and he finds some field to work with. It was a nice goal.
How about this? The first change at X is not Brother Rice. Ethan Brannigan will get one off here. Liam Duff will use his pole to go against the freshman Manny Beatrice.
All right, yeah. Maybe they just want to give him a break here. I feel like he's having a good go. Just going to let him stand up here and then try to play the ball.
Beatrice scoops it out of there. creates that ground ball, that 50-50 opportunity, gives everyone else the chance to get to it. And we'll get a whistle, and it will be Brother Rice's ball.
Let's see how Culver rides this. They got a variety of different rides they've used this year. Some laybacks, some 10-man. Right now they look to be just in a pretty simple ride here, laying back.
Here comes Cochran.
Middle, here he comes again. I don't think they're letting him down the middle again like last time.
And a near turnover as well. Have to be careful with those passes. It's the little mistakes in games like this.
He's got to get a touch here. The clock's running out. Oh, yeah, failure to advance.
20 seconds to get it, the 40 yards.
Yep, 20 to get it over, and then once you're over, 10 to get it back. And the problem there for Rice was they went over the midfield and then had to work backwards. And it's always tough. The trail official's often on the backside of the field, and so you don't see him counting as a player. And, hey, you know, they didn't get it in time.
Hallenbach completes the clear for Culver here. Number 3 team in the nation, leading 3-0. 3 goals by 3 different guys. You mentioned them going out east a lot. Hill is not. It's further east of here, but it's not the traditional Eastern powers. They have done that, though, this year as well. They knocked off Gonzaga. They knocked off McDonough. Those 3 wins are their trio of what they call revenge wins. Those are 3 games they lost last year. They wanted to get them back this year, and they got all 3.
Yeah, you know, I know that Culver feels real good about the team they have this year. They're very senior heavy and guys that have been contributing for a while, so I'm sure that was a nice trip for them to go out east and get revenge, as they said, on some of those teams and programs. You know, they've been established for a long time. And then the Hill game they actually played in Detroit. Like I said, 4-2. Probably nobody predicted that. But again, another really nice victory for Culver.
Here's Wheaton Jacobois, a goal already today. Guarded along the GLE, finds Reed. Went for a little toe drag there.
Yep, just really patient, kind of surveying what's out in front of him, trying to look crease, look through, see what's there. We've got somebody now.
Jacobois from X taken away, and behind the back.
Wow.
Rebound, Simmons puts it home, and Culver leads it 4-0.
That's a pretty goal. You know, as a coach, you know, he picks that up. Maybe you tell him to be a lefty there, but when you go behind the back, that's like almost as good as having a left hand. He sticks just right in the middle of the field then, behind the back, and goalie has a tough time finding it in those situations. That was actually almost like more like an around the world. It was in his right hand. So really pretty goal. He doesn't get any extra points for that, but it looks nice, and everybody cheers a little louder.
2 for Simmons. He goes back-to-back. 7 goals against Brother Rice alone this season for the Canadian, the junior out of Smithville, Ontario. He is Denver bound to go play for Bill Tierney. Guy was the Rookie of the Year in the Ontario Junior A circuit. First overall pick in their draft.
Yeah, you know, and I guess he doesn't like the color orange. You know, he's, as you mentioned, he's felt it in both of their games, and he's off to a hot start here.
In fairness, if you don't like orange, I don't know if Tierney is the guy to go play for.
Yeah, that's a good point. You're one ahead of me there. Yeah.
I'm very up to date on my color palette, I guess. That's one of my strengths.
He's at Denver now, though, so he's going to play in maroon still. So
fair enough.
He'll keep that. That'll be good. He's looking good in maroon. He's scoring some goals, making the nets move.
Jackson Reed almost ominously trots back out onto the field as they change their lines.
Yeah, you know, you can tell these players, they really get a feel for the game, and it's just so easy for them. You know, everything is just, you let the game come to use the cliche, but Culver does about as good a job of that as anyone I've seen this year.
Reed is drawing Carson Cochran right now. He's a down defender, and he's their best cover guy. It's an interesting matchup for Brother Rice.
Right, now they've got, looks like Jacobois on a shorty.
And he missed from up top. Really good stick work there, and a leg kick out for Levoy. Creates the ground ball, and then Culver gets in front, and Levoy takes it away.
Yep, just he made a good save there. He stepped to the ball, found it. We got a little nice look there. Good. Looks like everyone's even.
Behind the back on the clear as well, and Brother Rice unsettled.
Yeah, about 45 seconds left here. If you're Brother Rice, you want to get a really good shoot.
Crank goes high.
Get a shot like that, you want to put it on net. But you want to get a good possession here. Maybe make this a 4-1 game before the buzzer sounds.
It was Daniel Rayu missing high. 37 seconds to work with here if you're Brother Rice. Here comes Burwell with the left and the bounce, a little bit wide.
Yeah, a little low angle there. You know, we always talk to our kids. Those hash marks for football are really, really good indicators. You know, if you're outside of them, that's a geometry problem. You got a skinny angle. You're inside of them, much better opportunity. So we always tell our guys, fight to the inside.
Jack
Kelly did right there.
He's been
shot.
Quiet. What is that, his second look on net here in the first quarter?
Yeah, you know, I think just like the first one, defender on his hands, took something off it. You know, they know who Jack Kelly is at this point, and they're going to be quick to go to him.
7 seconds left. See if Culver can't add to its tally here quickly. Chevette, sharp angle!
My God. Wow.
That's a geometry problem.
Yeah.
Chevette had the answer, though.
Wow, that's basically a GLE, and like I was saying earlier, his stick sees an awful lot more than where he is with his body, but man, that's the goalie's going to think again about that. When he fit that near side, and as a coach, you tell your kids, put it in a good spot. That's a really tough save. What a cannon, though, at GLE.
For all intensive purposes, at the horn as well.
Yeah.
0.3 seconds left in the quarter.
That's worst case scenario if you're Brother Rice. You had a possession with 30 seconds left. Maybe you wanted to be a little bit more, methodical about it, take the last shot and make it a 4-1 game, instead of a 5-0 game here. But they'll talk about it. They've got good coaches. They're going to come out here with some energy, and we'll see it in the second quarter.
5-0, Culver leads. First quarter in the books. The championships of the Midwest Lacrosse Challenge rolls on LSN.